Hi everyone, my name is Ashley. Today we're going to be looking at formative versus summative assessments in the classroom. Before we begin, I do want to go over a brief presentation overview on what my PowerPoint will be discussing. So we're going to be defining formative and summative assessments. So we're just going to be understanding the core purposes and characteristics of these formative and summative assessments. We're also going to be exploring relevant digital tools, so I'm going to be identifying and discussing various technological resources that support both assessment types within the classroom, practical classroom applications, as well as highlighting key takeaways for today. So again, I'm Ashley Bowling. I teach English 1 and English 2 honors at an early college in Vance County here in North Carolina. My topic is formative versus summative assessment, which is a cornerstone of effective teaching. As Peter Drucker says, what gets measured gets improved. So let's begin by clarifying the terms formative assessment. So a formative assessment is conducted during instruction and provides feedback to guide teaching. And summative assessment happens at the end of a learning or topic and evaluates mastery. So what I like to do is think of this as an assessment for learning versus an assessment of learning. So here are the tools that I frequently use in my classroom for a formative assessment. So I usually use platforms like Nearpod, Edpuzzle, Google Forms, and quizzes for real-time checks. I also use games like Blook It, Kahoot, and Bamboozle, which engages the students while offering quick feedback. Quill.org also helps reinforce grammar skills, and I use Mentimeter for live polling, which the students absolutely love, and it's a lot of fun. So for summative purposes, I rely on Canvas or SchoolNet, HMH, which is our Into Literature curriculum, and our NC check-ins. Platforms like iExcel, Jeopardy Labs, and Quizlet Live also help reinforce concepts in preparation for summative evaluations. So the key here is really flexibility, because many of these tools serve both purposes depending on the design. All right, so I really want to spotlight Nearpod. My featured resource is Nearpod for this reason. This platform transforms traditional slides into interactive lessons for the students. So I can embed quizzes, polls, and open-ended questions, and students can use the Draw It tool to actually visually demonstrate their understanding as well. So I use Nearpod in my Of Many Mice Men unit. In one lesson, students actually completed a poll on character decisions. They highlighted themes and used Draw It to label symbolic elements. So I received instant feedback and adjusted my instruction accordingly. Nearpod also makes learning visible and supports a variety of learners through multimedia and immediate engagement. So it's great for differentiation as well. All right, so comparing formative and summative in practice. So I have created a chart, and what this chart shows is how formative and summative assessments differ across timing, purpose, feedback, and stakes. So research from Black and William underscores how formative assessments, when implemented consistently, significantly impacts achievement. So it's not just about grading, but about growth and guidance as well. All right, and then real-world classroom use. So in my English class, I use daily journals and discussions during novel studies for formative feedback. These allow me to spot confusion and intervene early. For summative assessments, students will write a literary analysis essay evaluated with a standard aligned rubric. So the formative work leads to a stronger and more confident final projects within the classroom. So what teachers should remember: balance is definitely essential for student growth. Use both types of assessments intentionally. Formative assessments are essential for equitable adaptive teaching, and assessments must be aligned to goals and students' needs at all times. All right, and my lingering question is, how do we ensure assessments remain culturally responsive while satisfying standards and testing frameworks? Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped clarify not only the difference between formative and summative assessments, but also how we as educators can thoroughly integrate both to support growth. Assessment isn't about catching students failing. However, it is more so about giving them every opportunity to succeed within the classroom. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.